Here are the items you need to make a mask. Tightly woven cotton, 45-inch fabric, half a yard, the pattern, pen, scissors, rulers, pins, optional pipe cleaners or aluminum pan, and non-woven interfacing. With half a yard of 45-inch fabric folded with the selvages together, we can make 2 masks. First, we're going to cut the strips for the ties. From this 6 inches, we are going to cut 4 1.5-inch strips. 1.5, 1.5. Here's the fold. When you folded the 45 inches in half, we're cutting on that fold. That gives us 4 ties, okay. And then these are the other 4 ties for the second mask. We're going to take our pattern and we're going to fold the fabric up to get an idea. I have fold markings right here. I'm about to fold the bottom edge up so I don't have to cut this twice. I have 2 folds now. I took the top edge of my 45 inches and folded it up, and I took the bottom and just flipped it up to the same height. See? So I can just cut out my mask one time and I'll get both masks cut out. So now I am cutting. So now I'm unpinning this, and I'll show you we should have 2 pieces of fabric. So an option, if you have it, is to put either fusible or non-fusible, non-woven interfacing on your mask. This may give an extra filter barrier to your mask, so if you can find it, good. Okay, now we're going to iron the fusible interfacing to the wrong side of the fabric. Now we're making the ties for the mask. So the first thing you do is take one of the 4 strips, fold it down the middle lengthwise, finger press it. You'll have that little fold line. You're going to take the raw edge and bring it to the center. You take the other raw edge and bring it to the center, and then fold it in half. You have 2 little tiny folds that you're going to stitch together. And here's where it gets easy, where you don't have to iron this whole strip. Okay, we have the needle holding it down. We stitched some. I'm folding the 2 edges to the center, and then I'm folding it in half again. And I can run my fingernail down the middle, and you see I've got the 2 little folded edges together. And I just keep on stitching. Now we have 4 strips that are made into ties. So now on our main pattern piece, we're going to turn up a tiny bit and stitch down the edges so they don't ravel on the short ends. Now we're going to take our piece and we're going to fold it right sides together. At the top and the bottom of the mask, we're going to place the ties. They're placed right under the fold line at the top and right at the fold line on the bottom. So I'll show you in a second how that works once we fold it back again. So there we have them pinned. As you can see, they're at the bottom and the top. We're folding at the fold line, the top's down. So you're making like a pocket. The ties are in the middle so you don't lose them, and making a pocket. And we're going to pin all this together. See, notice the fabric's folded down on both sides. We're going to stitch along these 2 edges. That's from the bottom fold to the top folds. I've allowed for a 1/2 inch seam. You could even do a 1/4 inch seam if you so wish. And now we're sewing the other side. Take out the pins. And now I'm turning it right sides out. Just turning it around. It's like a huge pocket, like a little bag. You see our ties? We have the two bottom ties. We have the two top ties. So we're going to turn it over and we're going to stitch in the center for about 3 or 4 inches on both sides. I'm stitching on the same line I stitched earlier. Back stitch. This is making a little casing besides holding down the facing. This casing is what we're going to place something to do the nose clip for later. I'm going to do the other side now. Now we're going to be making the tucks. We have 3 tucks on each side. I'm laying the pattern piece down so you get an idea, but I'm going to show you how to do it without measuring more than once. So the first tuck is 1.5 inches away from the bottom, 1.5 inches. So that would be right there. And what I'm going to start doing is making the 3 1-inch tucks on this side. So it's about a 1/2 inch tuck, which comes out. This is about 1/2 inch, see? That's really a whole inch of fabric. So I'm just going to put that tuck there, pin it. The next tuck is another 1/2 inch tuck right above it. It's also, see, I'm tucking it because I've done it so many times without needing to measure, which is what you'll be able to do too after. And here's the third one. See, it's roughly 1/2 inch too. So now I'm going to pin the other side much the same way. And I'm just doing a double row of stitching on either side. Don't need these pins anymore. Make sure you don't catch your ties while you're stitching this. So now we have what looks like a surgical mask. The one last thing we need to do is add the nose clip on the outside. So we're going to take a pipe cleaner and we're going to fold it about in thirds. This will give it some extra strength. And we're going to twist it. So now we're going to take this and we're going to place it in the channel that we stitched, the opening. And we're going to slide it in. And that gives us the bendability to anchor this around our nose when we wear it. If you don't have pipe cleaners, another option is the tin pan. So I'm going to cut a strip of tin pan material, and you're going to want to cut it about the size of a collar stay. Try folding it vertically. Try to fold this piece in half. Another thing I heard you can use is a twist tie. We're going to have to be creative with this, and it also too will bend to whatever shape you need. And another option is to use coffee filters as extra barrier, and you can slip that in to the pocket, just like this. it opens quite wide, as you can see, and it will fit over your chin, your mouth, and your nose. You can adjust the clip for your nose, and the ties are plenty long to tie at the back of your head. And here you have it, your very own handmade cotton surgical face mask.